Welcome to the Transformational Coach podcast with me, Rona Barton, giving you competence with confidence. As promised last week, we're moving on to a new topic today. Our topic for the next, 3 or 4 weeks is going to be about energy and focus. And today's particular subject is about decluttering your life. I am aware that people like to declutter or spring clean every now and again, so we're going to have a look at that today. One of my last lot of decluttering was coming back from offshore and setting up my home office. I was able to finally get through, about 10 years worth of paperwork and documentation and training materials and folders of stuff that I actually no longer need. So I spent a good lot of time shredding information that I didn't need and just keeping hold of stuff that I do believe I will be using and that will be useful for the future. So what about you? What do you have in your life that's not loved, useful, or beautiful? I'm not really one for watching these declutter your life shows, but I know there has been one doing the rounds on the Netflix online subscription service called Tidying Up, and I can't remember the lady's name now, but I have got it on my to-watch list because I think it could be useful for gutting out my wardrobe at the very least. But do you ever find yourself holding on to stuff or feelings, emotions that don't do you any good anymore? I do. I can be one occasionally to not necessarily hold a grudge, but overthink things. And they get inside my head and it pulls my focus from what I want to be doing onto this topic, whatever it is that has been stuck in my head. I don't particularly enjoy it. I don't find it useful. And I have known on occasion that I wake up in the night and it's the one thing in my head. And I find it so frustrating. But what can you do to get rid of it? I know for me, sometimes it just means changing topics, changing my focus, changing my direction. And sometimes that will mean that I will read my book, listen to a radio show, put on a podcast, or just watch a different type of programme. For example, watch a comedy instead of a drama. Just something to switch the energy that I feel. So what is in your environment that drains your energy? Is it something in your work environment, your home environment? If you're a driver, is there something within your vehicle that pulls from your energy? And where is your lifestyle out of balance? Are you spending too much time at work? And the only way you know that is because people keep telling you. Are you not spending enough time at work? Are you spending too much of your leisure time indulging yourself and you've lost focus or lost touch with your career? Who and what have you outgrown in your life? It might be whilst we're in this lockdown due to COVID-19 that you're getting by with less. And that could be fewer people in your life. It could be having less stuff, less items, or fewer items, less clutter in your life. Are you surrounded by shoulds that are zapping your energy? And what do you need to let go of? Those are some of the questions that we're thinking about this week in relation to decluttering your life. As ever, I ask you to grab your notepad, grab your pen, maybe make yourself a cuppa, and just take a few moments with me today to think about and focus on where you have balance in your life and where you would like more harmony or balance to exist. So Think through what you have that is not useful for you, or that's not beautiful, that's not loved, that you've just sort of fallen out with for now. What can you do with it? If these are physical items, you could consider selling them or recycling them, donating them to charity, or even passing them on to other people within your family or friendship groups. Is there still life in these objects? Could somebody else make use of them? When we're looking at decluttering our lives, when I speak to people about this, I find more and more that they think about getting rid of stuff, binning it, instead of finding out whether or not it could be given a new lease of life just by passing it on to somebody else. So what is taking up your energy within your environment? Sometimes I come in, I look at my work desk and I think, nope, start again. And I will clear everything off it and I'll go through each and every individual item on the desk and decide what action needs to be taken with it. It can take me a couple of days depending on how much rubbish I've got sitting on my desk. But at the end of it, I feel like I've cleared space, not just on my desk, but in my mind as well. And it lets me set about my tasks a lot easier. It then begins to feel like I have a little more control over my work area and I can see a path clearly and focus more readily on the task at hand. What shoulds are draining you? What should you be doing in your mind? How can you change that should so it doesn't zap your energy, so that you can let go of it and move on happily and a little more carefree in your days? I've been speaking to people recently about their money worries. With being in lockdown, people being furloughed from work or out of work, unable to find employment at the moment because a lot of information has now been put online. There's quite a few of them that talk about what they should be doing. One way when we discuss these things that we move away from that is to change these shoulds to coulds. What could you be doing? How would your life be different if you let go of all the shoulds that you believe you're expected to work to? Have a think about it. Write down some notes. As ever, feel free to message me, contact me and let me know what your thinking is on this. Next week, we're going to be looking and thinking a little about love and kindness, which is the second subject within our energy and focus topic. I'd love to hear from you, and I would love it if you would share a link to my podcast. I'm always open to feedback. Thank you again for listening. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.